Hi guys, I am going to do an experiment today. So I've had a few people ask me about electronic neonates. They are thinking about getting an electronic neonate for like a younger child, but they're kind of on the fence about it, as electronic neonates don't really come up for auction. Don't really come up for auction all that often on eBay, and they're harder to find, plus their cries are really annoying in my opinion. So I have devised this little trick. So if you have an X stick and the software and you have a RealCare 2 Plus or a 3, you should be able to do this. So I'm going to use Oakley. As you can see, I just have Piper, Veda, and Oakley, which I need to delete Veda. Delete baby. Yes. And Piper isn't charged up. So I just have Oakley and she's sitting right here. That wasn't what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Oakley. And I am going to go to Demo underneath all babies. And in here you can change durations of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put both at 30. So I am going to change, let's see, 30. You can change, obviously, if you're doing this for a child to play with, I would set the quiet time between durations between 2 and 3 minutes, and the events for about 90 seconds. I am just doing this to do it quickly for the video. So I'm going to do random order, continuous, and I'm going to select coo, feed, burp, diaper, cough, rock. So I'm going to select them all across the board. And then I am going to go up and click Start Demo. And you will hear her coo. And she's going to start crying right away. So, I'll have you guys up here. So, you'll need to have your baby stuff. So, you will need to have the ID. So this is a rock. And there's the 30 seconds. So in approximately another 30 seconds, she will request another care. And this is basically, it's easier to find the RealCare 2s, pluses, and the 3s than an electronic neonate, as well as getting an X stick. I've got a whole video on that. I will link that at the end of this video. So that was just a coo. And it's just going to randomly go through things with her. And like I said, I just picked 30 seconds, just to make it quicker for this video. But I would do this like, okay, I do have an electronic neonate. And like I've said, I don't prefer the cry. The cry really bothers me. So she doesn't get used that often, and it would only be my daughter using her. There we go. But it would only be my daughter wanting to use her. I should have really taken the toy off. But you need to have all the items, so you'd need to have the bottle or pacifier, the diaper, and you will need an ID. It doesn't matter which one. If you have more than one, just grab one. But, you know, this makes it kind of fun. If you don't, especially, where I've heard this mostly, the question that has come up with this is, I had a lady who has an older daughter that has a RealCare 2 Plus with the software. And she said her younger daughter is about 6-ish. And she said her younger daughter really likes the RealCare. gonna post her putty on it, so I'll have to hold it. Her younger daughter really likes the RealCare, but, you know, on a real baby schedule, it clearly won't keep a 6-year-old's attention span very long. Where this method would be kind of the best of both worlds. This would kind of be the best of both worlds. And it clearly is working. Like I said, I just have them both set for 30-30. And it's just to move it along for the video. And she'll keep going until I turn her off. So, say for instance, you've got a child that wants to play. And they want to play, they would like to play with her, or if you have your own doll. Once she runs through everything, I'm going to check to see if the head support function works in this demo mode. Just curiosity. That's the other thing I hate about the electronic Neonate, is it has that really floppy head like the RealCare one has. So this one's a diaper. But it has that really floppy head that I absolutely hate. It has that really floppy head that I hate. And that was my most frustrating thing with that, aside from the cries from the electronic Neonates. To me, it's really frustrating, especially if you have a child who would be interested in doing the dolls, but if the head drops back, it does cry. And those heads drop back super, super, super easy. So, we have, I think we ran through all of them. Nope. There we go. So, once we get this one, I'll try it. Because that would make it even nicer if you did it this way. Okay, let's try. Yep, it does work in there. But as you've seen, I activated that, and it took a force to do it. Okay, come on. Okay, let's see if she'll go back into the demo mode after that happens. Because some of this right now I'm just kind of experimenting with. I knew that it would work. I just hadn't done it myself. But, so it is good to know that in the demo mode, her head does still need to be, it is still sensitive to the support, but not to the point of an electronic Neonate. Where that one, you, like, okay, for her, if I just slightly move my head, her head stays. Looks like she'll go back in. Nope. Ugh. I think it's just her. There we go. But she'll clearly go through, and like I said, she'll just keep going until I turn her off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn her off now. Or let's do one more and I will turn her off. But this is just showing you guys that if you have a younger child that wants to play with your baby, but having them on, just having them on, oh, excuse me, it doesn't hold their attention. Okay. After this one, I'll shut her off. But this just, it's nice to know that even for people out there, even adults out there who have a baby, and say for instance, if they want to give that care to their baby and they only have an hour in a day, and clearly turning the doll on, let's turn her off now. So her chiming, oh, I hit it twice. But that just clearly shows that, I'm going to turn my computer off. Sorry guys. Like say for instance, like there's been a few people in the Neonate and RealCare group, Baby Think It Over group, that'll make comments like, oh, you know, I really love my doll, but I'm thinking about getting rid of him because I don't have the time to have it on all the time. Or I turn it on and I don't know how to do it to request care right away. You know, I really don't want to turn it on and wait 4 hours while it sleeps. And then I basically have to turn baby off. So this is kind of a good compromise to do this. Like if you want to go ahead and this may even help. I've had a few requests for day in the life of videos. I typically don't do those, especially with the RealCares and Baby Think It Overs, because of how this is. So this can kind of make it a little bit better for day in the life of. So I can maybe set a baby, like a nighttime routine, feeding the baby for 3 minutes and then having a 5-minute break in between, well, getting baby ready, and then changing baby's diaper, getting their pajamas on, stuff like that. Because you don't have to, I just did it randomly. You can actually pick the schedule that they go in. So in the case of like if I wanted to do like a nighttime routine, I could pick start or bottle feed, then burp, then diaper change, and then basically turn off. You can pick the intervals of that. I don't know why this isn't turning down. So, shut down. But this is kind of a good idea for those of you that don't have a whole lot of time on your hands and you really want to have your baby on, or for some people who have a smaller child or a younger person or somebody that can't handle the patience of waiting. So I hope you enjoyed this tips video for basically turning your RealCare 2 Plus or RealCare 3 into an electronic neonate. I will see you all next time. Bye!